Now, I hope you all remember that song. This is like 50 years celebrating the March in Selma, Alabama. But here in Buffalo, you got a march on the Board of Education. Did you notice that? I came this evening again because I'm very much concerned. I could say to the folks in the community, and I got to tell you, my heart is really full. Because when folks come out and stand up for the children, we have always needed that, and I want to thank all of those folks for coming. But I got to tell you, I could turn around and say, hey, I'm your new superintendent. But let me tell you why that isn't the case. Because number one, what I have observed is that the superintendent, Ogilvy, is seemingly not being allowed to be the superintendent. I said, well, gee whiz, now I'm trying to figure out the blurred lines here. I know and understand as an educator, as a citizen, what the responsibility of the Board of Education is to be. And I know there are those members who have been on the board for a long period of time who know and understand. But suddenly, it appears that the board is seemingly acting as the superintendent or doesn't feel like a superintendent exists. And I come to say to listen, we've got to stop this. We've got to stop that. We need a leader. As a principal, I report to the superintendent. As a leader, now he's the board's only employee. But right now, when I look and I see these resolutions, superintendent gives this presentation, and then the board has these resolutions saying that the superintendent will do this, he will do that. I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, they're supposed to be setting policy and procedure here. He's our instructional leader. So, folks, we really have to get this right because I really do believe these folks aren't going anywhere. No. And I believe that they will keep coming and marching and doing whatever it takes. And as a union leader, I believe in solidarity forever. So, I Superintendent Ogilvy a little gift for you from the Civil Rights Civil and Human Rights Museum in Atlanta. One of the things that Martin Luther King said, and I had no idea that anybody would be talking about this, is, and we know this, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. So we're watching how you stand. And if you need my cane or something like that, you know, you gotta ask. But I also brought for you, President Sampson, a little notepad from the Center for Civil and Human Rights. And I would ask that you use this to take a page and pass to some of your colleagues, letting them know that, you know, folks have a right to free speech. I know that you have some board members who's always out there trashing us and trashing folks and stuff like that. Well, if that person can have a right, everybody else has a right to free speech. We're going to give stakeholders a seat on the board, whether it's non-voting or not. I'm a member of the stakeholders group. We want a seat too. Okay? So, if we start giving seats to stakeholders and give them to all of the stakeholders. Because if the voices aren't listened to out here, then where is it listened to? I tell you about these MOU things. Here's a problem we have. You start with the folks who represent the employees so that we don't have issues. If we know, as leaders of our unions, of our colleagues and all, what's going on, if we sit down at the table with you, we're all on board, we don't understand. We can't get these misconceptions. But when I see something and hear something on the news or somebody gives me something out after the fact, I'm going to say to you, I'm sorry, that's going to be an improper practice or we're going to file a grievance. So, members of the board, led by the president, you really have to get this together. The superintendent is trying to get there, but Friday, there are no speakers. I'm really, really concerned about what is going to happen. I would support extending our support of our working, but I also say to you, we're still looking for those schools to get off the list that have been identified by state ed. I don't know what the political manipulation is, but if there are to be 9 schools off the list, those 9 schools need to get off the list and get off the list now. I encourage you to support our students, our parents, whether they be teachers, whether they be administrators or not. They are parents. They have come to. Please listen. Please listen. I open my mouth to you.